We've got something exciting to show to you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm from the LightWave 3D group, a division of New Tech. We've been providing cutting-edge products and innovative products for years. And now we have LightWave 11.6 out today, available today. It's the most advanced version of LightWave to date. We also got ChronoSculpt, which is a brand new product. It's very exciting. I encourage you to stick around for a demo of that later on. We also have what I'm going to be demonstrating with Lino Grandi here is NevronMotion. It's a plugin available for 11.6. And what this plugin does is provide a simple solution for a very complex problem. Sometimes getting motion capture data onto your characters can be very complex. You're usually using external tools, going back and forth, tweaking, importing, exporting, not knowing what you're supposed to be doing. NevronMotion provides a simple solution for this by allowing you to map your motion capture data from various vendors over onto your characters.
Yes.
So basically, when you have motion capture data, your performer may be a 120-pound humanoid with various proportions, much like you and I, but the character you're trying to animate may be a 20-foot tall alien with 3-foot legs and a body that's 10 foot wide.
Oh,
Not quite the same proportions.
Poor guy.
I hate to try to find a performer that's quite like that. So we use a process called retargeting to take your motion capture data and map it through our special Nevron control rig, which puppets then your final character. Now, motion capture data comes from a variety of sources in different formats. We have our friends over at Motion Analysis, Giant Studios, and the House of Moves. NevronMotion has presets for each of these. And if you have something that's very custom in your pipeline, you can create customized presets as well.
That is perfect.
So you can create customized presets as well. We also have device support for the Microsoft Kinect, which we'll be demonstrating a little bit later. Why don't we go into a demonstration on the NevronMotion video of some of the easy setup process we have.
An overview.
So let's roll that clip that we had prepared.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. Proudly presents NevronMotion.
NevronMotion.
So what you're going to be doing is loading up our NevronMotion control rig, which you see here in green. And then you load up a character that you want to adapt it to, and then you do the adapting process, which is trying to match that control rig to your character, so that when the arm of the control rig moves, your character's arm will move as well. This is a one-time setup. Basically, you do this one time, and then you take all your motion captured data, and then you can just use the same thing over and over and over again. In this case, we're bringing in an FBX file, which is the blue skeleton moving there. Now we just do a quick adaptation of that to your control rig. We then will go into the NevronMotion interface, mess with a few settings there, and hit retarget. And then you're all set, and basically you can do a playthrough, see what's going on there. This is usually a very difficult process, made very simple with NevronMotion. Now we can do a few tweaks by doing an animation overlay.
Okay, this is the Kinect part. We can.
All right. So what I'd like to do now is have Lino Grandi.
Yeah. Oh, you say Grandi. It's incredible.
I know. I did it right this time.
Okay. So.
Elaborate the process for us.
So we can move to my monitor. Yeah. Here you can see the basic Nevron rig, and of course you can do anything you want. You can adapt the basic structure to your character that, again, may have proportions that are really different than the one of a normal human being. Let's take a look at a scene with a character, real character inside. So this character is from a comic book. Has been modeled by Franchino Lupo for us.
Okay.
And it's called The Bounce.
The Bounce.
Yeah, it's by David Messina. It's a comic book by David Messina and John Casey.
Can I get that comic book in
Sure
America?
You can. Sure you can. It's among the, I think, the 3 or 4 main comic book. You know.
Okay.
In the top, I don't know, my top 10 probably. I don't know.
It's on a chart.
Yeah. So Well, what we can do now, the next step, of course, is to adapt our custom character to the T-pose of the motion capture file. This is not an operation that requires a lot of precision because you can do it really roughly.
Okay, just a rough out. Okay.
So once we're done with this, we can open the NevronMotion panel, and from here we can do several things. Here we have a column describing the target names for the bones, for the joints, which are fixed because we're using our custom rig.
So they're dedicated to our Nevron rig that we provide with NevronMotion.
Yeah. In the middle, we see a list of the joints that we are going to retarget over this rig. So this is fully customizable. We can change the names and...
So this is where all the customized part comes in, the presets.
And of course, once we're done with it, we can store a preset or use it, one from here. So once I will click on retarget, what NevronMotion is going to do is to check if in the scene there are the items called hips, spine, spine 1, spine 2, and so on. In this case, I have to be careful because I've imported an FBX file that's got a slightly different name. So they are recognizable because you see we have hips, left leg, right up leg, but there is a prefix, the skeleton underscore V7. So according to this, we have to add this prefix in this case.
So it's mostly correct. We just have to make a slight adjustment to the source. Okay.
7, and add it as a prefix. So now all my names are going to check the items that are present in the scene. I can now store this.
So you just do this one time,
so
store it as presets,
so it's done.
And then recall it later.
Now all I have to do, we have this motion capture animation in the scene. All I have to do to make my character follow the motion of the motion capture is to hit retarget. Now if I hit play, I get my character following.
That fast? You just hit retarget and it's moving right away.
Yeah. Now what's the problem?
So it's not perfect yet.
Yeah, it's not perfect because since the character has different proportion than the motion capture file, because of course
leg length, arm length.
The length are different length and the legs. As you can see, the feet are sliding. They are not following the motion capture perfectly as they should. We want them to match. So to do this, all we have to do is to activate the IK solver for the left and right foot. So now I'm going to retarget again. And now the feet match.
So the feet are using the IK.
Yeah.
And the legs are following the IK solution then.
So now we don't have any more the sliding problem.
Well, that was very easy.
In the scene, yeah. I can hide. Okay, so let's press play and let's see how it goes. We may notice other problems in this animation. The end here, the hand is compenetrating.
It's not exactly matching up yet.
That's not what we want, but you know we have these controllers here and we can use them to correct the position. So we can easily do this. I'm going to copy these keyframes to frame 1, so because I made the modification to frame 10.
So when you make this modification, it's not changing the original motion capture data, it's just augmenting it, adding on to it. It's like a layer of animation over your mocap.
It's non-destructive, of course.
Non-destructive, okay.
Another thing we can do, again, is to correct the position of the shoulders, to make them a little larger. And even in this case, the change propagates through the whole animation, which is really useful. Again, let's say we want this character is looking just straight in front of him. Let's say we want him to look at us. So we can select the head controllers here, create a keyframe, and then just animate the controllers. So now is looking at us, losing us, but we can do this again. And finally, we can come back to the original motion capture. So now what's going to happen is that we have this this animation. So we added something completely new. It wasn't there.
Right, we didn't have to go back to the motion capture studio
No.
to do that.
We can over-animate somehow what we have in the motion capture.
So once you're happy with this result,
Yeah.
we can then bake it onto your rig somehow, right?
Yes, we can bake in two ways. Of course, we can choose the start frames and the last frame we want to bake, because normally sometimes you don't want to bake the whole animation. You just want a small part of it.
Right.
Especially if you're working for games, where you just need a jump and maybe the sequence that has been recorded.
Right, you may have a performance that has
Yeah.
a bunch of different parts to it, and you just want to work on one at a time.
And you can bake on controls, and that leaves you the chance to
over-animate?
Yeah, over-animate. Or directly to the bonds, especially for games. In that case, you can't.
Okay, so once it's baked, then you've got an asset that you can reuse over and over
Yeah,
again. It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
it's like taking your existing mocap library
Yeah.
and retargeting it into a new mocap library.
And of course, once we have baked the animation, we can get rid of the motion capture skeleton we have imported.
Okay, all the stuff we don't need anymore. We
Yeah.
just get
Yeah.
what we
and,
need.
And we can create an actor to be used in Motion Mixer, which is very useful because you can stretch.
Right, because you have clips in Motion Mixer that can be scaled over time
Exactly.
and reused, mixed with other motions. That's very useful.
So this is what we call retargeting, but we support the Kinect. What does it mean?
Well, the Kinect is a device made by Microsoft, and for our Windows version of NevronMotion, we interface with this so that you can bring it into our virtual studio feature in LightWave. What that gives you is the ability to interact with LightWave real time and see what's happening. For example, I'm going to put the microphone down, but you can see me being seen by the Kinect device.
No, it's seat. Let's see. It was in near mode. No calibration needed. At the end, I want you on the stage to try this stuff. Yeah, if it works with you, it will work with everyone. So it's. So, what we can do here, of course, this is the proportion of very human-like, but don't move, they don't move. I want to do something here. I'm going to select some joints, and I want to scale them, because we may have a character that has huge arms. So now let's see what we can do. Oh, I see. It's very monkey-like. Let's try to record a clip, because what you can do, of course, is to generate motion capture files from the system and from the Microsoft Kinect. So let's do this one-shot recording. Go, Dave. More monkey, less monkey, more Dave, less Dave. Oh, that's good. So we've done our recording. We can stop the live and allow play. So now we have recorded this clip. Of course, you can record multiple clips and choose the one better suit the animation you want to make. So this is pretty cool, because this can become a source for our retargeting system, with the difference that we can drive a character in real time.
Right, interactively. And you were just using the virtual studio capability to do the recording of the takes.
Yeah. So let's load a real character.
You are a real character.
You are a real character. Here we are.
That's the bounce character.
Yes, I can adjust the camera if you want. So, okay. So in real time, less monkey, more bounce. I want to show the panel here. What is cool is that we can support, for now, till 2 skeletons. So let's try to see if it detects me. OK. So we don't have any character assigned to the green skeleton, which is me in this case. But we could. So we can have 2 characters interacting, you know. You can say, OK, no, don't do that. So this is pretty cool. But are we limited to this kind of limited? It's already something incredible. But we can animate something different than humans.
Right.
Because, I mean, we have a node that let us use all the inputs from the Kinect, all the information that we can grab.
Right, there's so much information available.
Yeah.
And you don't have to only drive rigs in LightWave. You can use it in other scene assets because it's integrated into LightWave. It's not an external tool.
So those are all the nodes we can use. It's really
This
long.
goes on and on. So many
Yeah.
possibilities.
I mean, we're talking about these inputs. Those are all the inputs for the 2 different skeletons. So there are phase controls as well.
Right,
We're
we
going
can do
to-
some basic performance capture of not just the skeletons,
Yeah.
but also of faces. And we'll have a demo of that later in the show, where we have an alien face being controlled by facial movements
Yeah.
being detected by the Kinect. But we
Yeah.
have another example, don't we, that we can use or show here?
Absolutely, yes. Let's load it very fast, very quickly. Load scene, and we have the Kinect displays on plane. Okay, in this example, we have a simple plane, a subdivided plane in the scene, with 2 textures, 2 procedural textures applied. What they can do using his right and left hand is to make these textures appear. And of course, moving his hands on the XZ plane, he can move the textures around. So this is an application completely different than human motion capture. So think that with your body you can really control anything. You just have to set it up. We can have very simple characters or complex animation that plays just following a gesture. We can have a building which builds. Yeah. Okay, so first I want someone here.
Let's talk about the availability first.
Oh yes, for sure.
We've have a NevronMotion along with 11.6 available now. Available for sale at the show, also on our website at lightwave3d.com. We have SIGGRAPH's show special pricing, as you can see on screen, of $199, normally $299, and 11.6. If you already have an earlier version of 11, you do need to use LightWave 11.6 for this, and the upgrade price show special is $495. And if you'd like to get into LightWave, you've never had LightWave before, $1295. It's a very cost-effective way to get into animation, all in the box solution from modeling to your final output.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
I think there was somebody that wanted to come up here and try out the Kinect.
Yeah.
We got a taker over here. Come on up, please. There's stairs over here. No, just leave it on. Let's switch to the screen that shows the interface, the user interface, please.
Yeah, I mean, I would like him to try this as well. I mean,
let's try with the character. Oh, you want?
Try to keep your hands down. Yeah. Now, as you raise your hands up, you see you can make these textures appear. But we want you to capture. We want to capture your body. So let's do that.
Hi, what's your name? Juan. Hi, Juan. Everybody, now we're going to also show the character so he can see, what was it, the bounce character that we're going to put up?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So it's capturing you, yeah. Okay. Now, finally, it's you, so we can. Whoops. Okay. Now it's you.
That was me again.
Yeah, it was.
I'm always getting in the frame.
So we have no markers. We have no.
Yeah, very markerless.
No need for calibration, for any calibration.
And we have this exact same demo over on the side stage. Anybody can try it out. without the fear of being put on our streaming internet.
You can jump. Jump! Jump!
Bounce!
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Juan.
Thank you.